Hi there, welcome to a Kneppy Invest and welcome to Christmas Eve, December 24, 2024. The market has closed, which means it doesn't reopen until Friday, 2 and a bit days, sort of like another weekend. We just had a weekend, now another weekend. Then the market is open for one day and then another weekend. This is probably why this is my least favorite time of year. I'm not a big holiday person. I don't really care about Christmas or New Year's, birthdays, that sort of thing. And I'll be honest with you, the lead up to Christmas is probably my least favorite time of the year for a few reasons, because people go nuts when it comes to shopping. And I have this ritual every single morning after I finish run a night shift. So I just finished 2 night shifts. So what I do is I finish my shift at 7 a.m., go for a run. I do the exact same route every single time. This has been going on for 3 years now. So it's a 14-kilometer route. Sometimes I don't run the whole thing. Sometimes I'll walk the last few Ks. And then when I finish this particular run, I will then go to Woolworths and buy some food for the day or maybe the next few days. And I knew as I was walking to Woolworths, I just knew it was going to be absolutely packed, full of people doing last-minute food shopping. And it was. And I'm not the biggest fan of large groups of people. Anyway, so that was my day, and thankfully over the next 36 hours or so, 36 plus hours, I won't have to see anyone. Anyway, or many people at all. Anyway, yeah, again, I'm not a big holiday person. Anyway, probably the other thing I should mention before I get into the crux of this video is I will not be releasing a video tomorrow. So don't be hanging out on YouTube refreshing, but doubt anyone does that, waiting for my next video, because for the first time in about 9+ months, I will not be releasing a video on a day. Yes, I've spent the last 9 months, I think it's like 9.5 months, releasing videos every single day. So I thought today or tomorrow will be a good day to just suspend this channel for one day. And I'll be doing other stuff. I'll be doing, I think I will be doing some investing stuff. I'm not sure what exactly yet, but no videos. I don't have to worry about, not that I do worry, but I won't have to think about recording any videos because tomorrow is fairly boring. In fact, I would say Christmas Day is one of the most boring days of the year in Australia, not United States. So when I lived in the United States, Christmas Day would be really good because I do like sports, and there's a lot of sport on Christmas Day for some reason. I'm not sure why, but for some reason, a lot of sport on Christmas Day. And I just wish they had that in Australia. Not even sport this evening, wish they had that as well. Like the Big Bash, the cricket Big Bash is suspended for 2 days and doesn't come back till Boxing Day. And then we get a flurry of sport from Boxing Day all the way through to the end of January, cricket, tennis, that sort of thing. Anyway, let's move on to the ASX Today. Pretty good day to end this literal period before another 2-day break. I was going to say I thought we might have had some better upside because the Nasdaq was up over 1%, but the Dow Jones was only up 0.15%. So I sort of can understand maybe we're in between the two. I'm a little bit surprised tech was down because, yeah, Nasdaq was up by over 1% and resources down 0.2%. So what I'll do is I'll just go through sectors, indices, companies. I had a lot of problem finding top 5 stocks of the day. Number one, or the top stock of the day, was really easy. It was obvious who that was going to be. We're at the share price of a company, pretty big company, well, not that big. Would you say St. Barbara is well known? Maybe. I've known about St. Barbara for well over 10 years. But when that sort of company share price is down 34%, it just has to be the stock of the day. So I have already recorded a video on that company. But the other 4 companies, I had trouble. I was going through all the announcements, not many announcements released today, but I have come up with 4 companies. Yeah, I was really picking from the bottom of the barrel with a few of these companies. Anyway, so let's get into the ASX today. A pretty good day, I suppose, compared to last week at least. And just not by looking at but by looking at what happened today, there was a bit of a dip around 11 a.m. Not sure what happened there, particularly the tech. Not a big dip with XAO and XJO, but there was definitely a little bit of a dip, but then it recovered fairly quickly. And we did see the XAO and XJO rise in the last half of the day. So maybe a bit of Santa rally. Maybe people are buying, getting being really nice and happy because we're going into Christmas, and now just buying shares or stocks without a thought. And maybe that's what happened. I doubt it. Anyway, so a pretty good day, I suppose. Sectors, real estate, healthcare, energy, utilities, all up by over 0.5%. So I'm assuming Goodman Group, CSL did pretty good today. And on the flip side, materials down 0.33%. We're not going to really complain about today, just based off the sectors. No sector did really poorly today. Banks had another good day, looks like, even though financials wasn't that great. So banks continued to go higher after a little bit of a dip. And gold, where's gold? Well, gold had a negative day. So if you haven't invested in gold, you have not liked today. At this point in time, I only have one gold company in my portfolio, and there's a chance I might unwind that position as well. I'm trying to stay out of mining as much as possible, but I still want to trade mining on occasion, but I'm staying clear of mining as much as possible. Anyway, so let's have a look at the ASX 20, up 0.18%. And again, not going to complain about this. If you get, how many trading days do we have in a year? I'll say there's 52 weeks, so 250. We'll say about 240 trading days in a year. If every single 240 days was up 0.18%, you've got a massively good year. That's why, the market doesn't go up in a straight line, because that's all you need. In fact, if it went up 0.18%, 240 days in a year, we're talking about a significant rise in the index. We're talking about probably, 50% or something. 100% maybe. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, the ASX 20. So it's up 0.18%. I'm assuming 13 companies up, 7 down. Oh, nowhere near. 11 up, 8 down, 1 flat. And yeah, Pro Medicus down. So that is a bit of health. REA Group, Rio Tinto, Transurban, BHP. But on the flip side, pretty good day for CSL, QBE, Woodside, NAB. Where's a Goodman Group? Goodman Group's down. So real estate had a really good day, even though Goodman Group was down. I'm interested in that now. I'm interested in real estate. Why did real estate have a really good day, but Goodman Group, which is by far the biggest company within that sector, was up significantly? That's really interesting. So let's have a look by market cap. So Goodman Group was down, but every other real estate company was up, and some were up pretty nicely, like Texas up 3.8%, GPT Group up 2.42%. So there you go. So don't make assumptions. So if you see one company or one sector up big, and there's one company has a major portion of, takes up a major portion of that sector, just don't assume the company must have had a good day. And this is proof. Goodman Group is actually down. Okay, so now let's turn our attention to the top gainers. And let's see if there's any big surprises here. I don't think we're going to see many surprises at all. Company called Pro Packaging, number 1, low turnover. Number 2 is Resolution Minerals, low turnover. Coming in number 3 by percentage change is Great Dirt Resources, low turnover. Low turnover, low turnover, low turnover, low turnover. A better turnover, but AU Cyber is, I think there's a takeover bid for that company. Low turnover, low turnover, low turnover. Oh, EML Payments, there we go. So EML Payments has a bounce. Well, there's Bioxen again. Oh, let's have a look, Bioxen and EML Payments. So these are 2 companies I own. So I'm being a little bit, Istana too. Did I do a standalone video on Istana? Was that a small cap stock of the day? Yeah. So, okay, let's just have a look at those 3 companies' charts. And that way, I'm not being as biased as I was thinking I would be, because I do own EML Payments and Bioxen. I just wish I maybe I had confidence in myself when I thought EML Payments looked pretty cheap at 70 cents. And this shows you that there's probably a little bit of an overreaction from the market yesterday. And actually, let's compare EML Payments, which I thought was an overreaction for the market, share price has bounced, to Integrated Research, which I thought was a negative announcement, and I don't think that would be construed as overreaction for the market. If the share price is down for Integrated Research, this probably would be confirmation for me that, yeah, this was a negative announcement. did justify that sort of decrease, and it's down again. Yeah. So you can just see the difference in reaction the day after these two companies have released those perceived negative results or negative announcements. One company has bounced, the other one has continued to fall. And I think that does show you the strength of those particular announcements. So let's have a look at EML payments. I do think there's definitely an argument that it's cheap at these levels, much cheaper, about 70 cents. If I did see the share price get to 60 cents, I'd probably add to my position with this company because I'd see value there. Anyway, so that's EML payments. Bioxon was the other one. I was a little bit, I wouldn't say not nervous, but I was a little bit concerned about me taking a position in this company because I took a trading position at 1.2 cents. I was thinking, 1.2 cents. It's probably not as high as I want it to be, but this was showing signs of a nice little breakout. And that's why I took a position, a lot of shares on issue, but their last Appendix 4C looked pretty good. I liked it. I do like the momentum the company's going through right now, that sort of thing. Share price didn't do much so I took a position on the 10th of September, and for the next almost 2 months, share price did nothing, just went sideways. And then all of a sudden, we've seen a little bit of interest in this company, and the share price has doubled since when I bought. So this is the sort of thing that can happen when you buy these smaller companies. Bioxon probably has a market cap maybe $30 million now, and this is the sort of thing that can happen when sentiment changes and the company releases some good announcements. You can see a pretty good uplift in the share price, but if things go pear-shaped, you can see the share price actually drop a fair bit as well. So there's an added risk, a little bit more risk to these sort of companies. Doesn't always go positive, but when it does, you can see a pretty good return. And what's the other one? Tana. Ice baby. Tana. So yeah, they released that positive announcement that caused me to do that ASX small cap of the day. The one thing I was noticed was that fair bit of selling that day, and the selling continued in the next few days. The share price dropped all the way back down, and this is just, I'd say, just a bit of noise in the downtrend. Anyway, so no, don't really need to linger on Tana's chart. Now let's have a look at the top gainers by market cap, just to see if there's any interesting companies here. Arcadium, I believe that's something to do with the takeover from Rio Tinto, I believe. Form 8X, that's what I've read. The share price was up because something to do with the takeover from Rio Tinto. Cromwell Property Group. What? Okay, I've never looked at that company before. Let's just have a look at the chart for Cromwell Property Group. So it was a good day for property, and here we have the company share price up 5%. And when you have a look at this chart, my main question would be why? And your answer might be, well, income. Okay, dividend yield of 7.89%. Okay, fine. But the next thing I'd be saying is, do you expect the dividends to increase? I don't mind. In fact, I can envision myself getting more into these companies that pay a dividend. But what I want to do is to buy a company who continually increases their dividend. So I'm not sure if Cromwell Group does that. For instance, Telstra. Telstra has not increased their dividends over the past 20 years, which means because of inflation, your returns through an income for Telstra is getting worse and worse. You want to see dividends increasing through time. So if you have a look at the dividend of Cromwell Property Group, let's have a look. In fact, you can do this I'm pretty sure you can do this via market index. I'm pretty sure they have a dividend table or something down the bottom. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, dividend history. But they don't have a chart. Oh, they do have a chart. Okay, there you go. I lied. And the first thing I noticed here, this company's been paying out dividends for at least the last 15 years. Dividends have been dropping the last 8 years, almost 10 years. That's not what I want to own if I buy a company just for income, because who knows where the dividends might drop over the next few years. And that's probably one of the reasons why the share price doesn't look that good. The chart doesn't look that good. Okay. I spent too much time on Cromwell Property Group. We saw a pretty good day for Vulcan, Beacon Lighting Group. I've already talked about EML payments. KMD Brands, Beacon Lighting, something happening with discretionary. Not sure. Orion Biosurgery up 8.82%. That was on my buy list. I should have taken a position in hindsight. And Money Me's up again, 5.88%. I think we can move on now. E-Road. Let's have a look at E-Road's chart. So I was trading this, and then the share price dropped, fell through, I think it was $1.05 when I sold, and for some reason the share price is now rallying again. This can happen, but it's on fairly low volume. There was another company I was having a look at here. Orion Biosurgery. Yeah, let's have a look at Orion Biosurgery. This was on my buy list, and I was thinking over the last few days, maybe I can take a position. We had that dip, and I do like the share price action today. I do like it. I do like this chart. I like it even more now. Okay, so let's move on to the top losers. And we'll start off with top losers by percentage change. And at the top is St. Barbara. Don't have to talk about that company. Massive turnover. And then you can see all the companies below St. Barbara. Very low turnover. So that's just noise. I do actually know a few of these companies. In fact, I know most, or I've heard of most of these companies. I shouldn't say I know, I have heard, except Peach Resources. No idea. Finder Energy, Before Pay. Okay, Before Pay's chart was looking good. Let's have a look at Before Pay chart. This one was or has been looking really good. This one has been popping up. I'm just not a big fan of the business model. And again, I should set aside my biases when it comes to the chart, because the business model doesn't matter when it comes to the chart. Well, so maybe it does matter in a way, but the share price the chart has been looking good, nice price action, some volume coming in December, and we've seen the share price pull back. So a possible buy the dip opportunity for Before Pay. And that's it. Everything else here, nothing of note. So let's have a look at the top losers by market cap. Clarity. We have to look at Clarity. Yeah, we have to look at Clarity. And SPC Global. That's so interesting. When I recall yesterday's video, the share price was, I think, $1.13. So a fair bit of volatility with that company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at Clarity, and that's about it. Yeah, there's nothing else here. So let's have a look at Clarity. And this has been giving sell signals for a while, and I still own shares. I'm still going to own shares. I'm not going to sell. But yeah, this is a beautiful beautiful example of a shifted sentiment and trend before our eyes over the last 3 months. Beautiful uptrend, shifting, and now it's a beautiful, I wouldn't say beautiful downtrend, but definitely sentiment has turned nasty for Clarity Pharmaceuticals. I'm not sure exactly why. This could be just profit taking. Maybe there's more traders in this than you realize, and this is looking an ugly chart and people are just selling because it's getting uglier and uglier. But the more it falls, the better chance we're going to see value investors say, there's some value in this company right now. So I'm not sure if there's anything fundamentally wrong with the company to see the share price drop like this. In fact, the share price is halved, more than half from its highs over 3 months. So this is like a great example of a shift in trend. And ideally, it cross over the moving averages at about $6, just above $6. I probably would have sold just before that if I was trading this. And I did actually put my sell price at $6.50, but I decided, no, I'm going to hold this. There's a reason I bought into Clarity. It wasn't the chart. It wasn't a trade. This was just a hedge against Talius because they are, in a way, competitors, in a way. But Talius is way more down the road, way more advanced than Clarity. But this could be an opportunity to buy some more shares if the share price keeps on dropping. But the market cap is still about 1.46 billion. And there's nothing else I really want to talk about here. Phineas. Yeah, let's have a look at Phineas. This one was interesting because not every single time I look at this company, I don't come away from the company feeling warm and fuzzies. I just whatever. Because one of the things is the market cap of this company was like $700 million. It still is around that now. Share price had been a downtrend. Really nice defined downtrend from the middle of 2023 all the way through to not that long ago. And the share price broke out. Yeah, the share price broke out. It was on the 13th of November. Pretty big volume coming through, and share price up 28.3%. And yeah, that was a definition of breakout. Yeah, that was a trade, if I've ever seen one, on a breakout of a downtrend. But I decided no. A lot of opportunities in the market, and this was a sort of a situation where I just went, no, I can find other trades. Anyway, so let's have a look at the top 5 stocks of the day, the bottom of the barrel. Not exactly true. I could have picked worse companies or worst announcements. So let's have a look at some worse announcements or worse companies I could have. Mighty Kingdom, business update, establishment of debt facility, no trading today. So I think they're in suspension maybe. Rhythm Biosciences, completion of gene type risk assessment portfolio acquisition, meh. Noble Helium, flexible funding package secured, meh. What else? Tivan Limited. Oh no. Emundi Group declares an interim dividend. Meh, who cares? Juno Minerals capital raising. Meh, who cares? Field Solutions released an investor presentation. Who cares? Yeah. So Korean Energy Bawana project production restarts. No, market didn't react to that. Okay, so let's get into, oh yeah, Mighty Kingdom, continuation of suspension implementation. There it is. It is a suspension. It is in suspension. Daintree Hybrid Opportunities Fund. Is that anything to do with Daintree Forests? Who knows? Anyway, so coming in number 5, we have a company, a bit of a dog stock, to be honest with you. MCS Services. The reason I've included this company is because I still remember this was a backdoor listing. So it was a failed mining exploring company. And this would have been maybe 2016, 2017 maybe. And I don't know how long they were as a shell of a company, but I do remember the announcement when they announced what company was coming in through the back door, not that sort of back door, but the financial back door here. And the reason I remember this is I remember reading it and thinking, because I was talking about security. And at that point in time, there was a little bit of hype in cybersecurity. And I thought, oh, that's great. What a great, backdoor thingy to get into cybersecurity. The share price should go bananas. And then I read a little bit more and I went, oh, wait, this is not cybersecurity. This is like not personal security. This is like security guards. And I went, really? That is all you could find? Security guards? The margins in security guards must be as low as possible. That sort of business model is just ridiculously low margins. And funny enough, I actually did buy some shares at one point, even though I thought, this is ridiculous. And the main reason is they were generating a little bit of cash, they were slightly profitable, and they were actually giving dividends, and the market cap of the company was really low. So there was actually a nice little return. But eventually I just sold because I went, no matter how much they're going to grow, because of the margins, this company is going to be so... Eventually there was going to be something bad happen to the company. And then I just sold, and the share price has dropped significantly since then, down to 0.4 cents. Anyway, so this company is going through the process again. They've realized, well, this personal security or security guards, whatever you want to call it, isn't really working. So we're going to sell that business, and then we're going to, find another business so they can backdoor into our shell. And it seems like they did find a company. I didn't realize this. I'm going to go back a year just to see. They settled the sale of MCS Security Group in June, and I don't see any announcement in regards to a reverse takeover. But then reverse takeover not proceeding. Okay, and so it fell through. So there was this company called, and in fact I did Google this company, NJ Ashton. They wanted to take over this shell, reverse takeover. And they've decided to part ways. I don't know which party decided to part ways. I did Google NJ Ashton. I went, okay, not the what's the word? Not the sexiest company, I suppose. In fact, the first thing I don't want you to speak. I don't want you to speak. The first thing I heard about was, in regards to this company, was something to do with logging. I went, logging? Really? No, they just own a lot of vehicles, and they service like haulage, plant hire, DA-approved fill sites, cart and dispose, site remediation, contamination, and their fleets include bogies, 10-wheelers, trucks and dogs, super dogs, trucks and dogs, quad dogs, and quin dogs. I have no idea what they are. A-doubles and PBS vehicles. I was thinking, yeah, I could see this sort of company list on the ASX. Yeah, I can definitely see that. But then it's fallen through. And let's have a look chart for MSC, MSG, or whatever they're called now. MSG. Yes. MCS services. In fact, let's have a look at the weekly chart. So they, I reckon, if I had to guess, the first backdoor must have been, if I had to guess, I would say it was like maybe 2015, 2016, or maybe it was 2016, yeah. Anyway, the share price of this company actually was in a nice uptrend when I was a shareholder. So back in 2020, 2021, share price went all the way up to about 8 cents. I was like, oh, okay. But I sold, I just got really annoyed with their Appendix 4Cs because they were increasing their receipts, but the amount of increase in receipts was matched by the increase in their spending, and most of that spending was labor. Because if you grew the amount of staff, they cost money. And that's my problem with these sort of companies. You can grow, but the expenses are going to grow at the same rate because they're reliant on labor. So I don't like labor-intensive companies or models or business models. So that's why I don't like this sort of business model. I don't like any sort of model where you're highly reliant on labor. And this is one of those companies. Anyway, so no longer anymore because they've got rid of that security business and now it's a backdoor. They're looking for another reverse takeover candidate, and who knows what they're going to find. So it's, yeah, as I mentioned, really getting to the bottom of the barrel. Maybe less so with this one, Talius, because the share price is up a fair bit, 25%. I was like, oh, but look at where the share price is, 1 cent. So it's right on the level where I would not take a position in this company because I don't buy shares in companies I don't buy companies whose share price is below 1 cent because it becomes a pip trading dream. Anyway, they actually did release a sort of an interesting announcement. This could have been, or should have been higher up maybe. Talius Group signs 2.5 million strategic placement. Yeah, another strategic placement. I actually have not had a look at this announcement. This is one I just picked out because it sounded really good. And I just picked this out. And then I saw the share price had risen. I went, oh, okay. Anyway, placement done at a premium. The market likes when placements are done at premium. And this is another sign. So 7.7% premium to the 30-day VWAP and a 12.5% premium to the last closing price. So whoever is receiving 286 million shares, so, you know, that's what happens when a share price is really low. You have to issue more shares to get more money because 0.1 cent. So you divide that by, what was it, 0.1 cent. So you divide that not by 100, 1,000. So we are talking about not much money. Yeah, not much money at all coming into their coffers. What is it, 286,000? Am I right? or is it 2.86 million? Anyway, so who is the strategic investor? Stephen Norris Technologies. Let's Google it. Let's see if they have anything interesting. They don't have a website. Anyway, the main thing about this is, oh, here we go. Mr. Stephen Norris brings over 40 years of experience in the aged care. Oh, that sort of makes sense because Talius Group have, I think, software technology when it comes to aged homes, that sort of thing. Hopefully they have a about section here. Yeah, provides a suite of technology-enabled care solutions to the age and disability sectors across multiple verticals, including retirement, living, residential, aged care, etc., etc. So this really makes sense. This really makes sense. He would know if he's been involved in this sort of area, this sector for 40 years, he would know what might be or what might work significantly in the future. And he probably seen this technology and went, oh, this has potential. Oh, that's interesting. I do like this. I do like this particular strategic placement. So he's probably confident. He's seen the technology. He's confident about the future. And he said, "Oh, look, I'll just get some shares at a premium. Thank you very much." Yeah, so let's do this. So you divide it by 1,000, you get rid of these three, and it's 286,000. So it's not a lot of money, but it's okay. Anyway, so let's have a look at Talius chart. By the way, this company does release Appendix 4Cs. I'm just going, let's have a look. Oh, they've released 2 group sales updates, not marked price sensitive. So I would have completely missed these. If it was marked price sensitive, I would have actually looked at these. Let's see if they've mentioned anything of note here. Just a few orders, that's about it. Now let's have a look at the most recent Appendix 4C, because we can do that. I just want to see what the cash flow is like. Are they nearing being operating cash flow and free cash flow positive? And, in fact, they are operating cash flow positive. There you go, in the last quarter, and operating cash flow positive for the year, barely. If you take away the government grants and tax incentives, they're actually negative. Now, if you also include software, plant, and equipment, they are not free cash flow positive. So they're bordering, sort of like on the cusp of being free cash flow positive. That's interesting as well. And I'm pretty sure the receipts are growing. So this is maybe a company to keep an eye on. Let's have a look at the daily chart. And the daily chart tells me maybe not. Maybe not, but maybe this is the breakout. The market cap of the company is 20.6 million, so they have a lot of shares on issue. Yeah, a lot of shares on issue. They don't, in fact, they don't even have the shares float on TradingView. But there will be a lot of shares on issue for this company. Or, in fact, you can find shares on issue via market index. So I would say with that share price, 2 billion shares on issue. Yeah, 2.57 billion shares on issue. Okay, now let's go to company coming in number 3. We have Avita Medical. Up 3.41%. Avita Medical announces FDA approval of RECELL Go Mini. Sounds pretty good. FDA approval for RECELL Go Mini. I have no idea what RECELL Go Mini is. They probably should tell us somewhere here. Let's see if they say it in the About section. There we go. Avita Medical is a commercial stage regenerative medicine company transforming the standard of care in wound management. So I want to see if they mention anything about RECELL Go here. Nothing. Anyway, so I did not read this. You can tell I did not read this at all. As a line extension of the RECELL Go system, the RECELL Go Mini disposable cartridge is designed specifically to treat smaller wounds up to 480 square centimeters. Okay, compared to the standard RECELL Go. Okay, I understand this now. So the RECELL Go Mini is just to treat smaller wounds. And I wonder if there's way more smaller wounds than larger wounds. So maybe this RECELL Go Mini is really going to be addressing a bigger need. In fact, they actually mentioned here, RECELL Go Mini addresses a critical need in the 4-thickness skin defect market, which includes a higher volume of smaller wounds. Exactly what I said. Oh, maybe I should, maybe get some training in this. Or maybe I should become a seller for Avita Medical, because I'm making assumptions, and my assumptions are coming up trumps. Donald Trumps. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart for Avita. One of the reasons I included Avita in the top 5 stocks is because the chart does look interesting. Now, you can just see over the past few years, the volatility in the share price or the shares in this company have been wild. Share price went on a massive run in 2023, went from about $1.50 all the way up to $6.20, and then a massive drop from $6.20 to $2.80, then a rose again, then a drop, and then it's on the way up again. So I still remember when the share price sort of broke out back in February 2023, I thought this company would have had a much better 2023 into 2024. So that was based off commentary from the CEO, but things didn't really turn out the way I was expecting. And I think also that's true for the market. And that's why we're seeing probably wild swings in the share price, because there could be many ways this company goes. Because the market cap is almost 500 million. So there is already a bit of promise, bit of potential priced in, and that's why I think there is a bit of volatility, because I think this company could do really well. And then other times you're going, oh, I'm not sure about Avita Medical. Right now, the chart does look better, a little bit of better sentiment in the company, and that's based off some recent announcements as well. So definitely, I think the trend has changed, but how long the change in trend can continue, I don't know. Now let's turn our attention to company coming in number 2. This is, by the way, a company I do own, Genusplus. They've announced a couple of contract wins over the past few days. 5 days. Genus awarded contract for Ausgrid, Hunter, Central Coast REZ, and then Genus awarded contract for Tas Networks NWT project. Genus joint venture receives notice to proceed at Hume Link. So don't really have to open up these announcements. This is just award of contracts. Not the sort of announcement that would get me excited, but if they continue to win contracts over and over again, that could be a good sign. The main reason I took a trading position in this company is because of the chart, but I also like the space this company is in, particularly because we need to upgrade our electrical infrastructure. I think that's also true in the United States. And in fact, I think it's more true there. In fact, I think they need to upgrade all the infrastructure in the United States. They have bridges collapsing. I think there was another bridge. Where was it? Is it Brazil where another bridge collapsed? Bridge collapsed Brazil, and a TV crew was filming it when it collapsed. A bridge collapse in Brazil leaves at least 2 dead and a dozen missing. Here we go. Brazil bridge collapse caught on camera as 2 are killed and 14 remain missing. So there was this video, this news crew or something were filming this bridge because I didn't understand what they were speaking. I don't even think I was listening to what they were speaking. I'm assuming they were speaking in Portuguese, and just by what they were looking at, obviously this bridge, there was some concerns about the bridge. And as I was filming, the bridge collapsed. It was really interesting. Anyway, so so bridges, if they don't maintain, they will collapse, eventually collapse. We've seen it even in first world countries like United States. So we do need, an upgrade of infrastructure. In this country, electrical infrastructure needs upgraded, and I think Genusplus, and also maybe data centers, that sort of thing. But this company is in the right space. So a pretty good day as well, up 4.49%. I'm not sure if that's exactly because of this contract win. It's probably also positive momentum in the company. A good day as well. So let's have a look at the chart for Genusplus, and I can talk about my plans moving forward for this company in terms of when I might sell. Now, funny enough, originally I bought into this company. I bought on this particular breakout in June 2023. And my main concern as I was holding it was a lack of liquidity, and I decided to sell. I decided to sell at a small profit, and then I bought back in, and you could just see the liquidity improve. Just look at the liquidity improve. Look at the volume improving from the start of 2024, and that's why I bought back in. I saw a subtle increase in volume, went, the chart looks really good, increase in volume, I'm all set now. And then, the share price has almost doubled since I bought. So that's less than a year ago. Right now, the chart, it's okay. It's going sideways. So we do see periods where the share price goes sideways. We saw it back in April into June, almost July. The share price did nothing for almost 2-3 months. And if the share price falls, probably I might lift this. No, I'll keep it there. I was going to lift it to there. Yeah, I'll lift it to there. If the share price falls to, say, 220, I'd probably sell and take profits. But I do like the volume. Yeah, this is the nice chart as well. Okay, and company coming in number 1. I've already done a standalone video on this one, St. Barbara. Always want to call it St. Barbara. PNG IRC assessment. The PNG government says you have to pay us $210 million in taxes. I think some of that is back taxes. And this is the problem with having projects in these sort of countries. Who knows what the government is going to do? I didn't read the particular announcement back to front, but I do assume, and I know assumptions can be a bad thing, I'm assuming they will be contesting this tax thingy they have to pay. Anyway, and we don't have to look at the chart. You can just watch that video I did. Now let's have a look at some of your comments, I suppose. So Rick Thelian, Mesoblast looking good. Oh, let's have a look at Mesoblast. So I bought a couple of bought some few shares yesterday. So Mesoblast, up slightly. So there was a little bit of selling today. We've seen that the last few days. I'll be honest with you. We've seen that the last few days with Mesoblast. A little bit of selling late in the day. I think yesterday and today. Cancel. So let's just have a look at the chart. I think this is still a really good chart. And 1 minute trading. Yeah, we saw that selling late yesterday. There was a bit of selling, and then wait there. Is it the same day? 24th. Oh, that's today. Oh no, that was yesterday. Yeah, Monday. Yeah. So there was a bit of selling at the close of yesterday, and today there was a bit of buying on open. So there's a saying that professionals close the market, they're selling, and the amateurs open the market, they're buying. And there wasn't much of a sell-off today. Yeah, I was wrong. Wasn't much of a sell-off at all. Okay, by the way, I still like this chart. Daily chart still looks good. I probably would have preferred the share price to be a little bit higher than it is, but I don't think we're going to see any significant drop from here. In fact, the lowest I could see the share price going is about $2, but that would be interesting if it does get to that level, because that's the share price it was before this announcement. And this is a completely different company now. They have FDA approval. It's a different company. CQR XD or ex-dividend, okay. EML payments, already talked about that one. And 29 Metals trading 24 cents shares, issued 27 cents. Okay. Oh, I have COVID. Not me personally, but Rick Thelian has COVID. And I am maybe going to make you jealous. I don't think I've ever had COVID. Probably a benefit of not really wanting to meet up with or in large groups of people. A couple times I thought, oh, maybe I've got COVID, did a test, nah. And then I wasn't feeling that bad anyway. A couple of times I didn't want to go to work. I just wanted to work at home. Oh, maybe I'm COVID positive. No, it wasn't. Anyway, so I'm not sure if I had COVID yet. Maybe I'm one of those people who doesn't get sick anymore. I haven't been sick for like 3 years. I told you I was going to make you feel jealous. Email payments, again, Rick Thelian. Rams Darman says, Integrated Research said they will have new product updates in the coming months. That's not the sort of thing that would drive me to be more interested in the company. New product updates. I need to see the new product updates before I get excited. I actually did see that and went, nah, I don't care. And again, if you have a look at the chart for Integrated Research, it's definitely negative right now. Yeah, they need a positive update. So I do understand this was sort of hinted at the AGM, and they're also hinting that the second half is going to be much better, but they need to prove it to the market. If you're confident that they'll have a much better second half, and if you're confident maybe the next few years will be much better as well, maybe this is a good price. I do think there might be some value at these levels, but the chart just looks too bad for me to get interested in Integrated Research. And the other thing is I would not classify this company as high quality. So not the sort of company I would own for the long term. Just a trading stock for me. Health 7085 says, I think it's time to take a position in PPL. Is that pure profile? This one has been popping up recently. According to this, there's also a PPL corporation in the United States. I've never heard of that company, but I have heard of Pure Profile, and that definitely the chart looks way better. So the company has been, the chart has been in downtrend for quite a few years. Share price has fallen from 8.5 cents all the way down to 2 cents, and does look like it's turning more positive. The other thing to note is look at the volume. Nice volume coming in as well. The one thing I just want to see, does this company release pennies for C's? I can't remember. Pretty sure they do, but maybe they don't. They just released updates, and they are positive, EBITDA positive. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of the model, the business model, I will say that. But again, I want to leave my bias out. So I've done that with a few companies. And this chart does look interesting. I'll give health 7085 that. It does look interesting. And I'll say, yeah, just because it looks interesting doesn't mean I will take a position in it. There's a lot of opportunities on the market. Just James Dean says, Merry Christmas. And fellow traders, I probably should say that as well. Did I say that at the start of the video? Merry Christmas if that's your sort of thing. Happy holidays or what? Happy Kwanzaa if that's a thing. When is Kwanzaa? I have no idea. I'm not a religious person, not a holiday person. Anyway. Happy Now 18, just want to say that I stumbled onto your channel recently and love what you do day in, day out so consistently. Still going back watching previous videos, so apologies if I've missed it. Not sure if you have already, but have done a video or briefly talked about your screeners that you have used and the setup of it. Many thanks again. Look forward to the videos going forward. Don't think I have done a standalone video on my screeners. I will go through exactly what I do every single trading day. This is at the end of closing or after the market has closed. What I do is I go to my screeners in TradingView and I have set up a few screeners here. That's not the screeners, that's a Pine editor. I sometimes will change the script for some of the indicators, but I won't show you that. So I have a few screeners I will go through. So I have an unusual volume. I have 3 unusual volumes, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. So for instance, today, I don't think there's going to be many hits. Yeah, only 4 companies had 10 times their usual volume today. A company called Wartico, Juno Minerals, and then a couple of ETFs. So if you have a look at Wartico, it liquidly traded a really big volume. No wonder, look at that massive volume coming in today. Wartico, I wonder if there's some sort of cross trade or just one trade. Wartico, I'm assuming they have something to do with water. Let's have a look at the summary and course of sales. No, it's just some big trades. That's interesting. So some big volume coming in, which could be a sign that liquidity is going to improve. And to be honest with you, this chart, geez, now highly illiquid. If you go to their trade history, you're probably going to see quite a few days where there's no trading at all. I think it has improved, but if we go back in time, there was some years here where there's very little trading. So this is a daily chart going all the way back to 2019. If I go to another company, or if I go to XJO, which is trading every single day, the chart goes back to 2022, which tells me there's many days where there's no trading for Wartico. And the reason I know that is because TradingView, when there's no trading, they don't put a blank spot there. CommSec does that, I believe. I believe CommSec does that. If there's no trading, they just put a blank space there. So if you have a look at the chart for Wartico, you'll probably notice, yeah, there's some periods here, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. There might be a few days in there. In fact, I want to get rid of the moving averages. Yeah, you can see massive gaps here, which tells us there was no trading on those days. And I think if you go back more in time, you're going to see, yeah, there's massive gaps. So it's one thing I don't like about TradingView is they don't have that. I do like the gaps. It shows you if a company is illiquidly traded. You don't really see that with what do you call it? TradingView. Anyway, so I go through these unusual, typically I will either look at 10 times or 5 times, sometimes 3 times. So for instance, today in the 3 times unusual volume, we have 45 matches. So it's not a lot. Some days you get like 150. So if I do get a lot, I just want to wean it down to the more significant volume days or volume companies. So today we have Genusplus. There you go. On the top of this list, we have Genusplus and St. Barbara. It's listed by market cap. So yeah, the other thing I should mention, a lot of times this will show you which companies have released powerful announcements because you're going to see really big volume. So if I had to do one thing every day, it would be doing this screener because it will filter out all the companies that did not release any interesting announcements. oh, wait there, that's not right. It will filter out those announcements that aren't that powerful because you don't see the accompanying volume. But sometimes you will see a company have really good volume but did not release any announcements. So it does filter out those companies who you might think had good volume, but it didn't, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So Genusplus, announcement. St. Barbara, announcement. And then we go down from there. Oh, SciDev. Let's have a look at SciDev. Not that big volume. And image resources. Yeah, not huge volume. So this is why I like to look at like 10 times, because you can see the really big volume. This is volume 3 times. And so you get these sort of companies where the volume's not that great, to be honest. Okay, so that's unusual volume. This is one thing I look at every single day. Now, some of my other screeners I don't. I almost always look at the 20 100-day moving average cross. I don't know how to set up a 25 100-day moving average cross. So I'm looking at potential shifts in trend and sentiment. So this is one who's no interest. So I'll try to find one that is interesting. So what I'm doing is I'm filtering out. Now, what about Southern Cross Media Group? Here we go, Southern Cross Media Group. Would I trade this? Probably not, but just look at this chart. Share price sort of going into an uptrend. Pretty nice day yesterday on Monday, and today share price has gone sideways. The last time share price was this high was back in August. So this does look interesting. It's just the company, Southern Cross Media. So that's what I usually do with this, is I'm just looking for potential breakouts. What about Ike GPS Group? No. So sometimes what I do is I look at the technical rating. So if you have a sell or strong sell like St. Barbara, you know it's not the cross you want to see. You want to see a positive cross. So I also look at the technical rating and say that's how I looked at Southern Cross. It's a buy. So if we keep going down, most of these are sells. A company called Prescient Therapeutics, PTX, technical rating is buy. So I'm wondering if this is almost like, yeah, this is so this would have been yesterday. Share price up, and this is a possible signal. And EVZ, strong buy. So this could be looking interesting. EVZ, and it's not. Why is this a strong buy? It's not interest. It's not interesting at all. Technical rating, my foot. Okay, and then, oh, by the way, all these are listed by market cap. So going from the highest to the lowest market cap. Other screeners I will look at. I have an uptrend screener. This one is one I've been playing with. It's just, I'm looking at charts that are uptrends. So for instance, Telstra's in uptrend. This is also listed by market. So Aristocrat's in an uptrend. TCL, Transurban, is in an uptrend. Whatever. QBE is in an uptrend. Pro Medicus is in an uptrend. Yep. And I don't think this picks up every single company that's in uptrend, but I can't remember what filters I have. So that's right. I use exponential moving averages. I use 3 of them. And I need the price to be above all 3 moving averages for the company to be an uptrend. Yeah, it's a very simple definition of an uptrend. Sometimes we'll look at that. The other one I look at is, I have a buy the dip. So this is based off RSI. So let's have a look at the buy the dip one. So we have premium investments. There we go. Is this a buy the dip opportunity for premium investments? Is it? Oh, the share price has dipped. I use RSI, so this would be in oversold territory. And in fact, I did see this the other day. I went, oh, this could be a nice little opportunity to buy some shares in premium investments. Silex Systems, let's see if this is a buy the dip situation. No, I'd say no for that one. Most of the technical ratings of these are going to be sell. What's another company here? Oh, we're getting to fairly small companies. Yeah, only 25 matches. And what else do we have? Oh, 6-month high. So I have a 3-month high, 1-month high, and 6-month high, 3-month high, 1-month high. So let's have a look at the 6-month high. So I always either look at 6-month or 3-month high. but you sometimes get a lot of matches. Well, 6-month high, we've only got 11 matches. And that's probably because we saw the share price drop a fair bit last week. So we've still got share price of many companies have to recover from that drop. So only 11 matches here. That's interesting. Airtasker, Cash Converters, Saunders International, all at 6 months highs. Okay, so that's what I go through, and there's nothing else here. Yep. Okay, so hopefully I've answered all your questions and the setup of it. So hopefully I've talked about the setup of some of them. And I would probably recommend just having a play with it, because that's all I've done. I haven't watched any videos how to do it. I've just played with it. And the more you play with something or test something, the better you get at doing it. So thank you. Happy now. Are you happy now? Happy now 18. I think that's going to be it for today, because we're getting to almost an hour. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave it in this particular video, the comment section. And don't forget, I am not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.